It was supposed to be a celebration, a graduation party with friends, enjoying a bonfire on the outskirts of Henderson.
And so we set up our bonfire and we were hanging out, and I was paying attention to my friends, and within 10 seconds it exploded. And I remember being on fire and then being out, and then going up to my friend and telling her I need help. So we all piled into the trucks and we drove.
Kaysee was the most severely burned of 7 teens who suffered injuries. The kids drove themselves to the closest hospital, where they were quickly transported to UMC's Burn Care Center, the only burn care center in Nevada.
I wasn't aware of how badly I was injured because I told my mom to bring me a spare set of clothes like I was going to go home.
Once at UMC, Kaysee was heavily sedated, in a coma for 15 days.
When I first got Kaysee's consult, she was in the pediatric intensive care unit. She was intubated, she was sedated, and the prognosis was no one really knew. She was burned almost her entire body, so 85% of her body had sustained second and third degree burns, so no one really knew what was going to happen.
Kaysee slowly came to, and family therapist Kara Goodman was also at her bedside.
My first visit with Kaysee was in pediatric ICU, and when I first came to see her, it was the most amazing visit. She was so inspirational and so positive, even though she was in, the most excruciating pain, and it was a horrible circumstance, but our visit, she brought tears to my eyes because she was so inspirational and so positive, even though she was in this terrible circumstance and in this terrible accident, but she talked in the most beautiful way. It was just, I couldn't believe that this 16-year-old girl could take this circumstance that she had been in and want to be positive, and she wanted to make an impact on my life.
Kaysee would have an excruciating road of recovery ahead of her, with sometimes twice daily debridements, where her burned skin had to be scrubbed in order to clear infection and promote new growth.
All of the physical things that they face, the debridements, the dressing changes, are incredibly painful, but psychologically also. They're here, they're burned, so they face some sort of trauma, whether it's a fire, a car accident, some sort of trauma that they've been through. So a lot of times they're facing some sort of, maybe they're going through flashbacks, or they're having nightmares, they're facing some sort of maybe post-trauma. So it's psychologically very difficult for them as well.
A lot of emotional support, talking her through it, giving her the confidence that she can overcome. Music was a big coping mechanism for her. We would, turn the iPad on and turn Pandora on, and she would sing through dressing changes, and that was kind of just a way to connect with all the nurses too. Is, oh, have you heard the new, Taylor Swift song? And so that was kind of just her way of kind of escaping from the pain and just being able to sing and get her mind off it.
UMC trauma and burn surgeon Dr. Terry Lewis understands his patients are enduring physical and emotional pain.
The injury, the pain, the potential changes in how you look, and she saw the other kids that were hurt all get better more quickly and get back to school, and she was still hurting, and it was really a struggle.
Kaysee's road wasn't easy, and she would go home and return to UMC a few times more for her care. But her strength came from within, a will to live and a fight to survive.
And I really believe that that's what got her through everything that she's been through, because how you are before your injury or your accident is what's going to get you through it. And so I truly believe that that's why Kaysee was able to come out of this the way she came out of it, and how she was able to really have the will and the strength and the power to get through what she went through for these 9-10 months, because I don't think the majority of any of us could go through what she went through. And what I watched her go through, it was horrific what she had to do, and I don't know how she did it, but I believe it's because she had that strength inside of her before that she was able to do that.
Get better every day, look better every day. That's what I want to keep doing.
getting better every day, improving every day. And I hope to impress other people, to make them want to move forward and hope that they can do better with their lives.
Surviving a burn injury with unimaginable pain, recovery, and the physical and emotional scars patients will always carry with them is only made easier with a strong support system.
She's had Kim and Kara, and they take real good care of her. She's a good patient, but they go out of their way to really help her, and it has helped her.
The Burn Center, it's a team effort and there's a lot of people involved, and a special shout out really goes to Kim, because her therapy, whether it's distraction or being with Kaysee at every operation, coming in and meeting her to help with the anxiety of the surgery beforehand and afterward, being there when she woke, and she really helped her prepare herself mentally for the operations and all the therapy she did, and that has been her help in getting Kaysee on the road just can't be underestimated.
Kaysee regularly participates in UMC's Burn Care Support Group, hosted by both Kara and Kimberly.
I'm not a burn survivor, and I've never had a burn injury, so I don't know how it is. But when Kaysee's met other teenagers that have been in the same spot, and they can talk about what lotions works, how their physical therapy has been, what exercises help, keeping the skin flexible.
Kaysee also went to burn camp with other pediatric burn survivors and is now back in school with a painful past behind her as she looks ahead to her senior year.
I was elected by my student class to be on the homecoming court this year.
She's making remarkable progress. She still has some work to do. She got some scar tissue work to do, some rehab and physical therapy that's going to be a lot of work, but she's going after it now, and I have no doubts that she'll get back to 100% here very shortly.
She continues to surprise me every day. I mean, everyone that has ever met her knows she's courageous. I mean, to face situations that you're fearful of, and to come in for a dressing change that may be an hour, maybe 2 hours, and you have a smile on your face, not everyone can do that. So, I mean, she was just awesome and strong and courageous from the start.
That it's never as bad as you think it is. You can always find the bright side of something. You can always make it through it.